Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher, it is about us, the authors.
Welcome, everybody. This is Lynda Drake, author of The Power of Imperfect Parents. And I would like to welcome you to this very exciting event, the Festival of Storytellers. So exciting to have you all here. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of the chapters from my book, The Power of Imperfect Parents. And that chapter is called Self and Relationship Care. It's actually in my book, The Power of Imperfect Parents, and it's also in my online, I have an online class called the ABCs of Stress Relief. And this is the activity journal that goes with that. Because I just feel self and relationship care are so critical, not only to how we show up as parents, but how we show up as people and how happy we are in our lives. So important that we take care of ourselves, we love ourselves, and we take care of those relationships in our lives, whether that be a romantic relationship or a friendship, whatever it is. So I want you to think for a minute out there, what is your favorite self-care activity? Just think about that for a minute. And if you want to add it in the chat, feel free. What your favorite self-care activity is. Do you go for walks? Do you like to listen to music? What is it that you do? And I know sometimes busy parents, it can be hard to find the time for self-care activities, but it is so important. And we're going to talk about some ways that you can just incorporate some things you do and have them have a little more self-care involved in them. For instance, one of the things that is so important, welcome James. Oh, great, you love gardening. I love gardening too. I love the smells, you're out in nature, and you have something beautiful when you're done. That's a great one, James. Anybody else out there? Well, like I was saying, one of the really important things is how we talk to ourselves. And we're going to talk about loving ourselves because loving ourselves and self-care really go hand in hand. When we love ourselves, we take the time to do the self-care that we need. And it's a great thing to model for our children. At the last chapter of this book, I interviewed adults with disabilities, and I asked them what they're glad their parents did and what they wish their parents would have done more of. And the only answer I got on what they wish their parents had done more of was model self-care. That's how important it is. Because we show up as better, more loving, patient human beings when we have taken the time to care for ourselves. So important. So think about too, what does loving yourself even mean? I think for some people it is such a foreign concept. We're just not even sure what that means to love ourselves. So think about that for a minute too. What does it mean to really love myself? What would my life look like if I loved myself more? Would I make better choices? Would I be more patient? Probably all of that would be true. All of that would be true when we love ourselves. In the book Conversations with God, which is a book that changed my life, in it, God says there's three things to lead to true happiness: knowing ourselves, being ourselves, and loving ourselves. That knowing ourselves, that can take a lot of time, self-reflection. I've been able to do that in the past year, and it has been so life-changing for me to really figure out, who am I? Why do I do the things I do? It's a great activity of self-care and loving ourselves. And then allowing ourselves to be that, to act in that way, and to love ourselves right now, even when we're not a perfect parent. The title of my book is The Power of Imperfect Parents. We're all imperfect, but being able to embrace that and love ourselves anyway. So let's get back to self-talk for a little bit. I know that for many people, it's very easy, myself included, to beat myself up when I do something wrong, when I do something I wish I hadn't done. I can be very hard on myself. I want you to think about what you have said to yourself in the past couple weeks. What have you said? Now think about, if I said to my best friend or my daughter, somebody, if I told them that the person I was dating or my spouse had said those things to me that I say to myself, would they have said to you, wow, that sounds like an abusive relationship. I think you should get out of that relationship. That's how I would talk to myself. Very, very hard on myself. So think about that. You want to have a loving relationship with yourself, because that is when you can truly have a loving relationship with somebody else. You have to start it with yourself. Now, I've done a lot of work on my self-talk and being more compassionate in my self-talk, which means not being so hard on myself, being able to understand, oh, like a friend of mine, she said when she makes a mistake, she just tells herself, oh, that wasn't like me. I don't usually do that. Wow, much, much more loving way to say that than to say, oh, you idiot, I can't believe you did that again. So anyway, I've been working on my self-talk for this whole year. Still today, I had a Reiki session, which is an energy healing, and I had a Reiki practitioner who told me that one of the things she saw in my energy was that I still beat myself up. This work that I'm talking about, working on ourselves, loving ourselves, it isn't something we just flip a switch and it's there. It's a lifelong practice. But you know what? You are worth it. You are worth figuring yourself out, learning how to love yourself and be compassionate to yourself. You are so worth it. So now let's talk about some activities we can have in our daily life that can be self-care. One of the things that has been good for me, I've had time when I could go and hang out with friends, not very often, but once in a while. And my husband would stay home, or he would go to a car race, and he loved to be a corner worker. So he would go and do corner working for a weekend. And one of the things we've always told each other when we were gone was to not feel guilty about it, to just go, not worry about what's going on at home, know that everyone is in good hands, and just enjoy yourself. Very important. So you might talk with your spouse or significant other, partner, whoever you have, and kind of get a plan for how often is it good for me to go out alone, or, each one of you go out alone with friends or whoever might, you might want to go out with, or even by yourself. So, yeah, imperfect parents we are. Definitely. We're doing our best. We're doing our best, but we're all imperfect. But sit down with that person in your life, your friend or whoever it is, and figure out, these are the times I need to go out by myself, and set rules. Maybe you need to set rules around that, like how much money you can spend if that's an issue. If drinking alcohol or something like that is an issue, have a talk about that beforehand and say, okay, you can go out, but we have a limit. We can spend $20 or $40, whatever, so that you can do it in a way that isn't going to cause more stress. So talk about it ahead of time. And how often should we do it? Once a month, once a week, once a quarter, whatever. But just so you're on the same page. It's also really important for relationship care that you're on the same page. And then go do it without guilt. It's beautiful. If you can't do that because you don't have anyone to watch the kids, or you just don't have time or money, resources, whatever, you can't do that, or you can't do it as often as you want, let's talk about some things you can incorporate into your day-to-day life. One of the things I know you have time to do, I talk about this a lot, let me tell you, within the classes that I've taught, I know you have time to go to the bathroom. So let's incorporate some other self-care tips when you're going to the bathroom. When you are sitting there going to the bathroom, you don't have anything else to do, right? Just for a minute, think about your amazing body. I'm not talking about what you look like. I'm not talking about any of that, but just how amazing this body is. Think about it. I can take in food, thought, love, air, water, and I grow every day. Or I become strong, or I just stay fit, or I'm just able to go for a walk, or sit and talk to a friend. Our body takes in all of that and turns it into this amazing being that can do all of those things. And for those of you who have children, when you hold that little baby, think about how amazing the body is, that it started with this little 6 to 8 pound little being, little baby, and it became this 5'4", 150 pound woman. That's amazing. So instead of focusing on, oh, my teeth aren't wide enough, or I'm too fat or too skinny, or whatever the case may be, just focus for a minute with gratitude. Wow, look at me. Look at what I can do. Thank you, body. You are amazing. That's one great thing to do. I know you have time to do that. Hi, Betty. Glad you're here too, my dear. So another thing you can do while you're still in the bathroom, we have learned that we are supposed to wash our hands, right? Instead of singing the birthday song, because what is the point of that? Wash your hands with intention, mindfully. As you wash them, smell what the soap smells like. What does the water feel like going over your hands? Take time. And while you're there washing your hands, just think about how grateful you are for your hands. All that they can do. The people that they can hug. Maybe you can make food or write a book. Whatever it is, what your hands can do. Such a blessing. And then look in the mirror and say, I love you. If you're not to the point where you can say, I love you, Say, I am enough. I am enough. It's a great way to do some self-care in a way you're going to be in there anyway. You might as well do something productive, right? Something that feeds your soul. So that's a great thing you can do. Another great thing, of course, are things like meditation. I have done Qigong for about 20 years, which is a kind of like a meditation moving that you do. And I think about things, gratitude and things like that as I do it. So that's another really good thing you can do. So now let's talk about couples. And I'm not talking about necessarily romantic couples, but it could be, or it could be just friends or whatever. So important to take time for each other, isn't it? To take time to go out, like we mentioned earlier, to go somewhere. But if you have children and that's hard, even having a few minutes to sit and have a conversation in a different room, if it's safe to leave the kids in another room, or after they've gone to bed, just sit and have a conversation. Maybe don't even talk about the kids. Maybe just talk about life. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Another thing, it's so easy. At least it was for me. I was married almost 40 years. My husband passed away a year ago. But it's so easy to take each other for granted. And that's not the way you want to be. You want to be grateful. Remember to be grateful, which is another great activity you can do. One of the things I have is I have a gratitude journal. If you sign up for the ABCs of Stress Relief, the online course, you get the gratitude journal and the activity guide as part of it. But sit with that special person in your life, friend, romantic partner, whoever it is, and write a gratitude journal together. What are you grateful for? What did the other person do that you're grateful for? Did they put away the dishes without being asked? Or cook an amazing meal that was just so fulfilling? Did you have a great conversation with them? Did you love the way they just looked at your baby today? You just loved the way, that love that you could just see in their eyes. Maybe that's what you're grateful for. And write it in your gratitude journal. The other great thing, I've been doing gratitude journals for a long time. And the other great thing is you can go back in a couple of years and you can flip through it and think, oh, wow, I'd forgotten about that. And it's great because then you can be grateful for it all over again. Another thing important is our words. Definitely our words are so important. So when you're thinking about your partner, one of the things I talk about in this book, The Power of Imperfect Parents, as well as the course, the online course, I talk about sending blessings. And it's not it's not associated with any religion. It's really about sending love to a situation or a person. It's from the book, Pierre Pradervan's book, The Gentle Art of Blessing. But as you think about that person in your life, your children too, think about them with love. With love. Use loving words. One of the things that's important too is how you fight. I'm going to find this real quick. There was a research done on how couples fight and how that helps them stay together. It was done. NPR is the one that reported on it years ago. And here are some tips for fighting well. So important, again, to any type of relationship in your life. And never fighting isn't always a good sign. Thank you, JP. Good to see you again, JP. Yes, being grateful for every single thing we have and who we are is a good step towards living a positive life. Yes, so true, so true. So back to fighting. So if you never fight, that isn't always good. If you never fight because you or your partner never gets their way, they just never stand up for themselves and never say, you know what, I really hate that kind of movie. I hate horror movies. I want to see a comedy. And before you would have just always gone, that's not good either. So it's fine to stand up for yourself when you're part of in a relationship. But these are some great tips on how to fight. Number one, and this is in the book, stick to the issue at hand. Don't bring up the old stuff that isn't relevant right now. Don't bring up old issues. Stick to what you're talking about right now. Tintin, I love journaling too. Yes, definitely. And it, like I said, it helps you go back and look at your life and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did all that. Number two in fighting, no name calling. You are in a relationship because you love each other. And if you're not, because maybe it's time to get out of the relationship. But if you're in a relationship because you love each other, do not call each other names. That doesn't help anything. It doesn't resolve any issue at all. It just makes the other person feel bad. No sense in that. You are fighting, and I wish there was a different word. Instead of fighting like this, you're fighting trying to figure out this, trying to figure out how can we work together as a team, as, you know, we're in this together, as opposed to I'm right and you're wrong. And, you know, that's not what you want to do. You want to have a situation, a conflict, and grow through it, not have it separate you. 3, take a few minutes to calm down before saying anything. It allows you to think more clearly. Just take a deep breath and wait before you talk. Once a word is out, it is out, not only to the other person, it's out to the universe. Words are energy that once they're out and they're there and they stay in the universe. Thank you, Elizabeth. Let me see what you say. I always believe words shape our reality. Absolutely. Don't say anything you don't want to be true. Use words of love. That's how you create a loving life. So really think about taking some time. And I know the old adage, don't go to bed angry. There are times when, yes, that is very true. But there's also times when, you know what, this just hit me too personal. I've got to take more time. I've got to sleep on it. Tomorrow, let's talk about this when we don't have all our emotions involved and we can sit down and really say, wow, I see, because so many times, like when you take the time to really look at yourself, it helps you see why you feel the way you do. Why are you getting so upset about that? One of the things I found, my husband was an alcoholic, and I go to Al-Anon now. And in Al-Anon, you talk about, well, yeah, of course you tried to control everything because you couldn't control your husband. You couldn't control the alcohol and the alcoholic. So then I can look back and say, oh, I don't need to get so angry about this. I can think about this from a different point of view. Don't hold grudges either. Today is a new day. Tomorrow, let it go. Number 4. Thanks, Betty. I'm glad I have more sessions. I have 4 more sessions. It'll be on different topics that feel free to put your email in the chat and I'll email you the other sessions. Number 4, make sure to really listen. Listen to understand, not respond. My friend says that to me all the time. Listen, truly, truly listen. Yes. Thank you. Well, and be grateful, like I said, in writing the gratitude journal, so huge. So my book, again, is The Power of Imperfect Parents. Thanks, Tintin. Yeah, it's good for us old couples, too. Let me tell you, sometimes it's easy to forget this stuff. And then I have the ABCs of Stress Relief that you can sign up for through my website, which is lindadrake.com. I'm so grateful you were all here. that it just warms my heart that you were all here. And I hope you have taken away something that will help you love yourself, be kind to yourself, and to really improve those loving relationships in your life. Does anyone have any questions before we are go? Riley, let's see. We commonly think about the things we want to change with it, that we miss out on the numerous wonderful things it provides. You're right. Right. Being grateful for, you know what, this is what I have right now. And I'm so grateful. And then I can change things. My other topics, by the way, are on the power of employment. I talk about employment. I'll be talking about crafting authentic characters, writing children's books. Let me see. Oh, I'll be doing I have Life Bite cards that are coming out that are for families, and I'll talk about sending blessings and the 12 spiritual laws of the universe, and something I am forgetting. It's something. I'm sure it's going to be good. Well, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you enjoy many other things with this amazing Festival of Storytellers they've started. Thank you, JP. Yes. Sending you all blessings, that you will be able to see yourself as a perfect expression of source. Only you are, completely cherished by the universe. And so it is. Thank you so much. I think I might have another minute. So let me see. Any questions for anybody? The one that I'm doing from 6 to 6:30 on Thursday the 1st on sending blessings and the 12 spiritual laws of the universe. I'm very excited about that one. That one will be a really good session, and those cards are going to be really exciting. And also on the character development, the children's books, and help and support. That's the other one I forgot to talk about. There's one on help and support. So yeah, if anyone needs the date and time, just let me know. And you can contact me. You can hook up with my email list on my website, lyndadrake.com. And it's Lynda, Lynda, Drake.com. How many of you are authors out there? Can you put a chat? JP, I've seen your channel is amazing. I love what you talk about too. It's very, very uplifting, very uplifting. Like you were saying, to help create a positive life. And I know that's what you talk about a lot, which is very cool. And being kind to ourselves. I hope you guys remember that too. Super important. Super important. Yeah, we have like a minute left. Let me see. What can I... I'll go over the Life Bites. So at the end of every chapter, I have a thing called Life Bites. Let me see. You still can't see it. There they are, right there. And it's just the main points of the chapter. So the Life Bites for this chapter are: healthy and happy relationships take work, intention, and a sense of humor. Take time to care for yourself each day, even if all you do is wash your hands mindfully, being grateful for how it keeps you healthy and for all your hands can do. That's a great start. Remember to also tell yourself, I love you, as you look in the mirror. If you're not ready to say I love you, say I am enough. Take time together as a couple. Fight well, no name calling, stick to the issue, listen to each other, and then resolve the issue before going to sleep. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice. Your niece wants to be, she wants to be an author. Awesome. Great. And James, he wants to write a book for children soon. So that session is actually next Tuesday from 5 to 6, 5 to 6 Eastern time. Yay, you saw it there. Yeah, you're right. There's Letty right there. Everybody, we saw Letty. Yay. Woohoo. Points for us. That's so fun. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Ritelli. I hope I have pronounced that right. Quimbo. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Yes, thank you. All right, let me see. Where are we? I think we should be out of time. Thank you all so much. Just have a wonderful day. I'm glad you had fun, James. That's great. That's my goal. Have fun and teach a little something. If we're still on, I can tell you a joke. Lenny the Bee. Yes, gnarly. Lenny the Bee is right there. Yes. Don't forget that. That's points. Get your points. Win some stuff. Okay. Well, I'll tell you a funny thing since we're still here. Why not? What the heck? Let me see. I have a son with Down syndrome, a 30-year-old son with Down syndrome who is hilarious. And one time we gave him some food that we had cooked for dinner, and he just looked at it and said, "I'm not hungry enough for that." Anyway, he's pretty funny. So just a little joke to end on. I like humor. Humor is very helpful in relationships too. And in loving ourselves, not being so hard on ourselves, lighten up and see the humor in it all. We're all pretty funny, especially when we don't mean to be. That's for sure. At least with me, that is the truth. Definitely when I'm the funniest. Oh, I have 30 seconds left. Rose just told me I have 30 seconds left. Oh, good. I can tell you another joke. So another thing Alex did one time, we tried to give him kale, and he just looked at it and said, "What is that? Weeds?" I think I kind of feel the same way about kale. It's pretty, not my favorite. Yes, it's important to consider if your partner makes you laugh. Definitely. My husband and I made each other laugh. That's why we were able to stay married almost 40 years. Yep. You have to have a sense of humor, huh, James? And if you don't have one, watch funny videos on YouTube. There's hilarious stuff on YouTube or TikTok. It's good to laugh. Laughter is great medicine, and it helps us lighten up in our lives, not take everything so serious. We take life way too serious. Have some fun. Definitely have some fun. All right. Now, I think it must be 30 seconds. That's funny on live sessions. They can't edit any of this out. So you guys just get my imperfection. It's a beautiful thing. Something to laugh at. Now she said they're going to continue. Okay. That cracks me up. See, I'm funniest when I don't even mean to be, without a doubt. Oh, and by the way, if you do sign up for the ABCs of Stress Relief class, there is a 25% coupon, and you just go to the link on my website and it'll automatically take you to the order page and give you that discount automatically. So that's good. And there's some funny stuff in there too. I always do some funny stuff. So Rose, how long do we have? Do I have a few more jokes in me? That cracks me up. Yes, you are so right. It's very important to choose our words wisely, because words are powerful, whether we just say them to ourselves or to somebody else. I actually have a video online where I take divining rods, which are like the letter L made out of actually a coat hanger. And I walk towards somebody saying bad things about them, like, I hate you, you're stupid, all of that. And these divining rods, which are very sensitive to energies, they will just move forward naturally when you're saying those things. When I walk towards somebody and I say loving things, I love you, you're beautiful, I love spending time with you, they go out. But here's something amazing. If I walk towards somebody saying bad things, I hate you, you're stupid, whatever, and the person is thinking how much they love themselves, how confident they are in themselves, those divining rods stay straight. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Words are that powerful. We forget that, but they are that powerful. And that website, I have a YouTube channel. You can find it through Lynda Drake. I think it is just Lynda Drake. And that video is on there, so you can see me actually doing that. And it's also amazing. You can get, if you have a group of people, you can take those divining rods and everyone focus their energy on one person or one thing, and the divining rods will follow them. A lot of mysteries in life, let me tell you, a lot of things that we haven't really been taught that are true, And the power of words is one of those things that is just, we forget, so easy to forget. One of the things I talk about in the 12 laws of the universe, the 12 spiritual laws of the universe, is reaping and sowing. It's called the law of compensation. But remembering that what you put out there is what you get back. So if your words are hateful and just angry and not patient with anybody, that is the seed you're sowing. Remember that. So that's what you're putting in the ground. So when you put anger out into the world with your words and your actions, and then you're going to get anger back. Just like if the farmer plants corn, the farmer gets corn. The farmer doesn't plant corn and get soybeans. So if you plant anger, you get anger. If you plant love, love comes back. That's why I want to teach, especially anybody, about the 12 laws of the universe. But I love teaching this to kids because it makes so much more sense. Like if you steal from somebody, in whatever way, there's a lot of ways to steal. By not being honest about things, by taking something obviously that doesn't belong to you, even if you work for the company, taking something that doesn't belong to you, chances are somebody's going to take something from you because that's what you've planted. That's what you've put out there. Important thing to remember. Definitely an important thing to remember. And another one of the laws is, let me see the name of it. Yeah, back to the same law, actually, the law of compensation. What you reap is what you sow. And the potential of each human being is just like the potential of a seed. I think of an acorn seed, a little acorn seed. All you have to do to that seed is water it, give it sun, give it dirt, give it, and it'll grow into this huge tree. We are born with a seed. We are born with this amazing potential inside of us. This life that can unfold before us. And all we have to do is water it with literal water, but also with loving thoughts, encouraging thoughts. Feed it again. What we read, what do we put into our body? What are the things we're reading? Like the great books that are here. Are we picking out something that's going to help inspire us, help feed our soul? So if we do that, we put our seed in soil somewhere with a firm foundation. And if we didn't have a firm foundation growing up, that doesn't mean that we can never get a firm foundation. The beautiful thing about being human is today is a new day. I can create my own firm foundation, a foundation of faith, belief in myself. So when I do all that, then nothing will stop, and unless I have doubt. If I believe in myself, nothing can stop that seed from growing into what amazing potential I have as a human being, you have as a human being. We just have to feed it and get rid of doubt. That can be a tricky one, can't it, guys? To get rid of that doubt, to truly believe in ourselves and know we're okay. We've got it. We don't have to be so hard on ourselves. I think we have a few more minutes. There's going to be another exciting and entertaining and fun session. I'm not sure what it's about, but I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be fun. Let me see. Let me find another. I'm going to send a blessing, actually. That blessings are, it's similar to prayer, but it's where you take the same beautiful energy from the universe, and instead of asking another being, like, dear God, please bless, or please heal my son, okay? So that's a little bit different than a blessing, because a blessing, you take the same energy, but you take it through yourself from the bottom of your soul and you send it to the other person. So a blessing about healing, one of the blessings I do often about healing is I send a blessing for a person that's going through some medical challenge. I send blessings of gratitude that their doctor has the wisdom and the courage and the knowledge to help them heal. Blessings of gratitude that whatever is in their highest good is what will happen. Blessings of gratitude for the beautiful healing energy flowing through them. These are so powerful. Oh, good. I'm done. So anyway, if you're still here, check out my book and you'll find more about blessings. And we'll talk about them on Thursday the 1st.